Back now with a new kind of gun flying under the radar across the nation. They're called ghost guns.
The ghost part because they're not registered and there's not even a serial number. And you can build them at home too. 10 on your side's Andy Fox looks at the legalities and concerns over their presence in our community.
Ghost guns. No serial numbers, no background checks, no waiting periods.
Drop that gun. Drop that gun. Drop that gun.
In New York, a ghost gun used by a man who shot his 6-year-old nephew. Indiana, 2 brothers indicted for agreeing to make 55 fully automatic ghost guns for ISIS. These are ghost guns confiscated at crime scenes. They can kill, and they have. November 2017, Northern California, Kevin Neal assembled 2 assault-style ghost guns, killing 5 people, injuring 12. Here in Virginia, these guns are ghost guns, legally constructed at home by a gun hobbyist named Matt, who does not want to be identified.
Rather than buying something already produced and then changing it to what you want, just start from the beginning, do it yourself.
When you construct a ghost gun, you purchase what is known as an 80% lower receiver. It only becomes a firearm, though, when you add the remaining 20%.
It currently lacks the fire control group pocket. It currently lacks the pinholes, and it currently lacks the selector hole.
You must also add an upper receiver that includes the barrel and the bolt carrier group. Matt uses what is known as a ghost gunner that mills or carves out the cavities in the lower receiver.
Here we have an AR-15 that's had the fire control group pocket milled out and has the trigger and hammer and selector holes milled out. At this point, it meets the ATF definition of a firearm. This is a completed AR-15. Started like this, eventually becomes this.
I can tell you we are seeing more privately made firearms recovered in crimes in the last 2 to 3 years.
The ATF's Jamie Van Vliet.
Privately made firearms that are entered, roughly 10% of those link back to other shooting events or crime scenes.
Many lawmakers believe ghost guns enjoy loopholes around federal gun laws.
We need to make sure that this new scourge of untraceable firearms is stopped.
Connecticut's U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal is trying to push through Congress the Untraceable Firearms Act.
Every purchaser to go through a background check, essentially apply the same rules that now apply to other kinds of firearms to these build-it-yourself kits.
States regulating ghost guns: Blumenthal's Connecticut, California, New Jersey, New York.
It's something dangerous. It's a loophole. It's all baloney, all of it.
Gun rights activist Philip Van Cleve.
All he has to do is send in somebody else to buy the gun for him.
The hobbyists may like to have them, but a legitimate, lawful gun owner should have no objection to a serial number on the gun.
New York's Attorney General calls ghost guns the new frontier of illegal firearms trafficking. Adam Skaggs with the Giffords Law Center.
We see networks of criminal enterprises that are building these things, turning them out, and selling them to networks of people who cannot legally buy or own guns.
Matt's a licensed firearms manufacturer and produces about 12 guns a year. And when he sells them, he comes under strict federal guidelines.
I'm able to finish them out, serialize them, and sell them following a background check to ensure that the buyer is legally allowed and safely allowed to possess a firearm. As part of our investigation, we reached out to local police departments. They do not see a growing trend with ghost guns, but as you heard from the ATF, they do pop up at crime scenes. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on your side.